Hello everyone, welcome to OdinSchool. Today in this class, we are going to learn about a very important concepts in MS Excel. The three important concepts that we are going to learn today is filtering data, sorting data, and conditional formatting the data. Now, in a day-to-day daily basis, we will be either grouping the data, we will be segregating the data, or we will be trying to understand if there is any pattern that is hidden inside the data. All these operations can be done with these three concepts. Before getting into the real-time applications of all this, let's first understand why should we learn why should we learn Excel. Excel is basically one of the most powerful spreadsheet application in the world. Now, talking about spreadsheet application, almost all the structured data in the current world is either present in the format of Excel or a CSV. Now, when we have so much of data present in this particular format, we need some tool or technology that helps us achieve certain tasks like operations, analyzing the data, presenting an dashboard, building charts out of it, performing, generating output out of it, and all those tasks. Excel offers you all these operations to be performed inside one particular tool. That is what Excel is all about. It lets you store the data, it lets you analyze the data, it lets you create an output out of it, and it also lets you create a dashboard and present the output in the form of reports. That is exactly why we need Excel, and without Excel, IT world will not function to its fullest. Excel is as important as any other programming language in the world. Excel is one of the most widely used software in the IT world as well. Now, before talking about the today's agenda, let's quickly introduce about OdinSchool and about myself. OdinSchool is a technology upskilling platform. They help us continuously acquire new skills. Their motto is to stay skilled and stay ahead. About me, I'm Gautam Kumar Jayachandran. I have 6+ years of experience as a senior data scientist. I've worked in several technologies like Excel, SQL, Python, Tableau, ML, and Alteryx. I also work with several domains like retail, recruitment, and finance. With that said, let's understand what is today's agenda. We are going to learn how to filter data by values and by color. Then we are going to learn how to sort data by values and color. Then finally, we are going to learn about different methods involved in conditional formatting. All these three are very, very important because every day we will be using either one of these into real-time application. So it is important that we know all these three concepts in and out. First, let's talk about filter. Filter is basically nothing but subsetting the data. If I have 1,000 rows, I may not need all 1,000 rows to be present inside or required for performing a certain sort of analysis. Whereas with the help of filter, we can subset the population and do a task out of it. That is exactly what a filter does. Let's first understand how can we apply filters in a data set. I'm going to the Excel file. It's opening in a little while. Yeah, so when we have huge amount of data, let's see how to filter the data by both values and colors. Look at this. This particular data has 1,481 rows. We may not need all 1,481 rows. Okay, we might have to we may want to do certain task only on one particular product, or on only one particular sales representative, or on only one particular customer, or two particular customers. How will we be able to achieve this? In order to do it, we can actually write conditions. Now, if say for an example, I wanted to know what is the sales done by a particular sales representative, are all the sales representatives, I can use I can simply write a formula out of it. But I'll show you how big we have to write a formula, or how many things we need to know in order to generate an output out of it. I'll say sum of sales. Is formatting this. Now see here. If I wanted to calculate this, I have to write a formula sum if, and then choose the sales representative range completely, and then choose my criteria, and then go to the units sold, and then calculate the number out of it. That way it will be huge. See, look at this, we have to perform calculation, we have to format this and then generate an output out of it. At cases we may not want to know what each and every sales representative has achieved. We might be only considered or worried about very few sales representatives or only one sales representatives. Say for an example, I wanted to know what is the total number of units sold by a line. We have written this, but how do I even evaluate this? Now if I wanted to evaluate this, just coloring this so that we can see how to whom to see. A line is 2313. Let's apply a filter. To apply a filter, we have to go to the home page. In the home page or in the data page, there are two places where we can achieve this. Let me close this. Go to the home page. See here we have this option of filtering. If I choose the filter option, it gives me filter, custom sort, sort A to Z and things. I'm going to simply choose a filter option. After selecting the column header, it has applied a filter for me. Then what I can do is I can simply choose a drop down here, which will show me the distinct values of all the sales representatives that we have here. I can say a line. If I just type a line, he comes up and then I just give OK and the data gets filtered only for a line. 59 line items out of 1480 belongs to a line. In this case, if I select everything, by default it gives me three operations. What is the average units sold by a line? What is the total sales done by, or total instances of sales done by a line? And what is the total number of units he or she has sold? 2313. That is exactly what we have achieved in terms of our calculation as well. Even if I wanted to evaluate, even if I wanted to create a subset out of it, we have to do it only with the help of filters. Now there are several ways through which we can actually apply filters. Let me just close this. My shortcut is actually not working since I have opened a pen. Now let me try using the shortcut. The shortcut is Control Shift L is what we can use. Now it works. I'll simply write it here so that you can remember. Control plus Shift plus L. Applies or removes a filter if it is already applied. If the filter is already applied, it will remove the filter. If you have to apply a filter, it will apply a filter. See here, I'm using Control Shift L, it creates a filter. If I'm using Control Shift L one more time, it removes the filter. Now in this case, if I wanted to choose for a particular product, we will talk about these all three sorting options in the next topic. But here, since we are talking about filter, what I wanted to do is I wanted to color certain line items here. Assume that I wanted to color all this by yellow, and then I wanted to color these products by some other color. Maybe I'll choose a lighter one, and then somewhere down I can choose few line items and color them differently. Yeah, why do I do it? Say for an example, in the data set that you are dealing with has data that is colored basis groups. All products starting from A to B will be in green color. Products from C to D will be in some other color. From E to F will be in some other color. There are good chances that the data supplied to you might be segregated basis colors. Now, how do I filter data basis color? If I wanted to filter the data basis color, all I have to do is choose the product information. See here, by default it gives me an option, filter by color. What should I choose? If I wanted to see this, if I wanted to see this, or if I wanted to see this particular color. Say for an example, I wanted to see the data that is filtered by, that has to be filtered with yellow color only. So there are 14 products which are filtered by which are given the color yellow, and the sum of units sold by these yellow colored products are 247. If I wanted to add one more color, I'll just choose this. It gives me orange, which tells me there are 11 instances of sales, and the total sum of units sold by these orange colored products are 248. And then if I wanted to ignore all the data that is colored, I don't wanted to see any of the color, I wanted to ignore them and wanted to see other products which are not actually segregated by color. See here, out of 1480 products, 1448 products are not colored, and we have the sum of 40,987 in it. Just on business understanding, if I wanted to filter data by color or things, I can get it done. Now what I'll do is I'll remove the filter and then remove the colors as well. Now you will not have this option. If you don't have the data colored inside the data set, you will not have the option to filter the data by color. I'll show you how to filter data by color after applying conditional formatting. That way we will be able to use both the technologies together, both the concepts. Next concept is text filter. If I choose text filter, it tells me equals, does not equal, begins with, ends with, contains, does not contain, and custom filter also. Now to start with equals, say for an example, I wanted to see if there is any product starting with sun or equals to sun. If it has the word sun in it, that particular product has to be generated for us. I can use and or also. I can say and it should not have or not and or it should not have pen in it. So either one of the conditions will be subsetted, and then the data gets generated out of it. It has become a custom filter. So let me first show you one example. Equals sun. See here, equals is directly a complete match. If only there is a product completely matching with a sun, it will be printed. There is no such product which is called as sun. If I see here, sunset is there, sunshine is there, sunspot is there, but there is no product such as sun. So equals does not work. Does not equal also, it's exactly the same thing. Say for an example, I'm using sunset. What happens is it gives me all the products except sunset. If I choose the filter and see now, I've used a custom filter. In this value, you can see there will be no sunset in this. I can search for this sunset. It says we couldn't find because it is excluded. Next filter begins with. Now I can use only sun, sunset, sunshine, and sunspot. All those things will be printed as output. See here, sunspot, sunset, and sunshine also should be there. Yes, here. So it begins with the character, the name of the products should begin with a particular value, basis which we can choose this. Ends with also does the same thing. The product has to end with a particular keyword or the word that I'm saying. It has to end with T. I wanted to see how many products are ending with T. Sunspot, sunset, sunshine won't be there in this case. Only these two products are there, I believe. Yeah, only these two products are there. Sunset and sunspot ends with T. Then contains. In this case, it can be anywhere inside the product name. If I say UN, sunspot has UN, sunshine has UN, and sunset also has UN in it. So if I just say UN, see here, sunset, sunshine, all these things are there. Let me see if there is any other product which has UN in it. Looks like there is no other product which has UN in it. Maybe we can choose a different filter this time. Contains AN. Let's see if there is AN. Yes, Yanaki is here. I think only Yanaki has, yeah, only it has AN in it. So that gets printed. We can also say does not contain. It should not contain AN, and Yanaki will be excluded. Every other product will be generated. In custom filter, I can write a couple of conditions. In the product, it should not contain AN, or it should contain sun in it. Now what happens is all the products except Yanaki will be printed, including sunset, sunshine, and sunspot. That is how text filters work. Or if I don't want to do anything, I can just clear the filters first, and then I can come here and then write the name. Yes. Or in A, there are four, five products: Carlotta, Aspen, Quad, Regal, and Yanaki. I can choose what I wanted to choose. I can choose Aspen and Carlotta only and enter this. This gives me 308 instances of sales. I can choose one by one also. I can choose multiple as well. I can choose one, two, three, four, five. Give me all these five. All these five can also be generated out of it. That's it. Just selecting anything that I wanted to have and filter it. This is all about applying filters on a text column. Let's talk about applying filters on a numerical column. See here, it has changed into number filters. Inside this, it works exactly the same way it will work for text only. But in number filters, you will have more options. I can say the number should be equal to 10. See here, only products with of 10 units sold are present. Does not equal does the same thing, but here you will have greater than option. I wanted to see the products, the sales that happened where the number of units sold is greater than 35. We do have 97 instances of such cases where we have values sold greater than 935, greater than or equal to. As the name suggests, it does exactly the same thing. It will also include 35. See here. The next filter in number is less than equal to between. In between, I can say it should be greater than 35 and it should be equal, less than or equal to 75. So you see here, there will not be any value which is greater than, which is less than 35, and there will be no values which is less than 75, which will be greater than 75 as well. Let's see the distribution. See here, next to 39 there is nothing in 75, directly it goes to 1049, so it will not have anything greater than 39 only. That's how we can use between operation in number filters. Top 10, we can choose top 10 also. If I wanted to show top 10 or bottom 10, I can choose them. If I wanted to say top 10 items, it will give me the top 10 items. Or if I wanted to see the top 10%, that also I can say. See, if I give the top 10, these are the top 10 what is this, records in terms of values. Since we have already applied a filter, if I remove this filter, there will be 10 elements in total. Look at this. We have 10 records out of 1480 records, which are belonging to the sales representative Thangrotha, Thangtara, Elaine, Sarah, Dennis, Evelina, Daniel, and Sarah. And these are the products that got sold in the top 10 use cases, and who are the customers who bought it. What is the transaction ID to it? We can also see the same thing in percentage. Percentage also in this case gives us a record information where it says these are the top 10 percentage in sales for 1480 incidents. 163 incidents are present in the top 10 percentage group. It will be about 90 percentage in terms of units sold. Then we have above average. We can see what are the products and instances that got sold after above average. It automatically calculates the average and chooses this. We can also see below average. There are 1000 plus sales that happened in below average category. We can have a custom filter where we can say the same thing. It shouldn't be less than this. It should be greater than this, and it should be less than 39. Only those values will be included, thousands will be excluded out of this. This is how we can apply filters in numbers and generate an output out of it. Same applies for date also. In date also, everything else remains the same except for the fact that you will have to choose a date between a particular range. Date greater than something, greater less than something, equals before a particular date. Say for an example, before 11th of July 2010, what are the sales that have happened? So all this information will belong to the sales which happened below 11th of July. Same happens for after 11th of July between a particular date. What is tomorrow? There will be no date for tomorrow because the data does not have any information about 2020. If you have about information 2020, it gives you today, tomorrow, and yesterday are dynamic, and it has to have data for the current day. The same thing happens for next week, this week, and last week also. All these things are dynamic ranges wherein they will work only if the data is present only for if for the current year, next month, next quarter, and all those things. Then finally, all dates in this period. I wanted to see what happened in the October months. There are like 106 sales that happened in 2009 and 2010 of, I think in 2011 also they have October information. Yes. Elvena has October performed the sales in October for the product Carlota for the customer home day part. The units sold us 1049. This is how we can take the help of date filters as well. So these are different types of filters that we can take help of and apply our logic to subset the data. The one more quick thing about filter is that there's a concept called advanced filter. If you choose this, here it don't appear. You have to go to data. In data, you have the option called advanced filter, where what we can do is we were able to subset the data, right? We were not able to keep the data separately. We have to apply a filter, see the value, and remove the filter. What suppose I wanted to create a new table of a subsetted value? Now what I can do is, what we have to do in the first place is we have to create the table of the same column structure, first thing. Then we can add the conditions that I wanted to have. Now here I wanted to have information about these 3 or 4 sales representatives. Okay, there are no duplicates. Beautiful. Then let's remove 2. Let's keep only 4. So what I'll do is, under the sales representative column, I'll keep these 4 information. Then talking about product, I wanted to know how they have performed, how the sales representatives have performed in terms of this products as well, but this will work as an R. Let me not do R. Maybe if I wanted to have a separate filter, we can have a separate filter. Now all we need to do is, see here, go to data. The shortcut is Alt AQ. Copy to another location, choose the range in which our data is present. This is our range, so I'll choose this to be my range. Then I will choose what is my criteria range. This is my criteria range. It has 4 criterias. It should retrieve me the values of Sarah, Shari, Chris, and Daniel, and it is asking me where you want me to copy this information. I want this information to be copied here. Just give OK. It directly copies the information of all these 4 sales representatives for you. To validate this, see here, it'll have only 4. Okay, Christina, look at this. Chris starts with Chris, right? Christina also starts with Chris, so Christina also is part of this sales representative filter. If you have to be very clear about the naming convention here, Christina also falls into picture, and if there is Chris Gale also will come into this picture. All these 5 sales representatives information are present with and all the other informations are written as it is: the date, the product that they sold to the particular customer, and what was the unit sold to that particular customer, and what is the transaction ID. So this is how we can actually take the help of advanced filter to extract data belonging to a particular data set. It is very important that we do or use this particular type of filter in real time. We will be using this a lot. Let's move on to the next one. The next topic is sorting the data. Yeah, talking about sorting is simply nothing but sorting the data basis alphabetical order. If I wanted to sort the data from us in ascending order, I can do it. If I wanted to sort the data in descending order, that is also something that I can do it. Now let me show an example for this by values as well as by colors, just like how we did it for how we did it for in filtering. We will do the same logic in order to sort the data. Let me go there. Let me see if I have different data. We'll use that for conditional formatting. Here we'll use the concept for sorting. Now we have this information. The data doesn't seem to be sorted. Belen is present in several places, and then this is not grouped properly, and sales representative not grouped properly, and everything is randomly present. The information is not grouped whatsoever. Now, say for an example, I'll take 2 or 3 columns and do the exercise separately, and then I'll show you the same with information as well. Okay, now we have a text column, we have a date column, and we have a number column. Now in this case, this is not sorted in A to Z or Z to A. In this case, what we have to do is select the entire column that we need to sort. Sorting happens only when you select everything. Go to the sorting option. In sorting option, we are given an option to sort A to Z or Z to A or custom sort. We will talk about custom sort using this table. For this one column, I wanted to first sort the data by A to Z. Now everything is grouped properly. Belen is present, then Carlotta, then Quad, then Sunset, Sunshine, and everything. Same thing if I wanted to sort by Z to A, I can choose this. It starts from Z to A. The same happens for this also. The shortcut for sorting in ascending order. For ascending order is Alt plus A plus S plus A, and for descending order it is S plus D. It is as simple as that. Okay, now see here, it starts from the 1st of January 11th, then it ends with 1st of 30th, sorry, 30th of January 11th year. I can start the same thing in descending order. Alt A S D is what I'm using. See here, it has sorted the data in descending order. It starts from the last day of January and ends with the first date of January. The good thing is here also it does the same thing. It automatically sorts the data in ascending order and descending order. Base is the shortcut that I'm using. Alt A S A. It sorts the data from lowest number, which is 114, and the highest number being 5000 at the last. Now we can calculate this also and see how the data is distributed. I wanted to see what is the minimum value present in this table, and I wanted to see what is the maximum value present in this table, which is 5000. That is exactly how the data is distributed here. What if I wanted to do it at a descending order level? Alt A S D. If I do Alt A S D, it actually sorts the data from the highest value till the lowest value, which is 114. This is at an individual column level. What if I wanted to sort this entire table? Now we cannot use this normal sorting option A to Z or Z to A with this. What we have to do is we have to use custom sorting option. In custom sorting option, it will ask you what needs to be sorted first. Now for me, I wanted to sort the date first. Day wise sales I wanted to know. Okay, I wanted to start from newest to oldest. Yeah, I wanted the date to be from Z to A only. The old date should be there, and then it has to show me the information about the latest sales. Then I wanted to sort the data by product. The products should be grouped. Inside one particular day, the product has to be grouped A to Z. Then I will add one more level for the region. Then I'll do the same thing for sales representative also. Then I would like to do it at a customer level as well. Then I would like to do it at a units level where I wanted to see the data from smallest to largest. Then I will add one more level for sales as well, which should be smallest to largest. Then COGS, smallest to largest. Just give OK. Look at this. It automatically gets captured. In the 1st of January, there only one sales happened and it is grouped properly. But in 2nd of January, look at this. There are 3 sales. Then what it does is once the date is sorted, then it is sorting the product by A to Z. B and Q is there. Then inside this, it will see what are the regions that has to be sorted by A to Z. So it starts with S and then goes with W. Then under the region it will see what are the sales representatives and starts from A to Z. So G comes before P in this case. The same happens for customer, and then the same happens with regards to units, smallest to highest. Smallest with regards to customers, sales representative, region, and product. In this case there is only one line item, so it's 24, then 19, then 30. Same happens with sales as well as COGS. Let's see a date where we have multiple information. Looks like all the dates have 4 or 5. Yes, we intend there are so much of information. Look at this. Look at this. So it starts from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and then goes till on Z. Then also inside product, it will see if there is anything. Inside sunset, here there are 3 instances of sunset. So it will start from A to Z in this. There are 2 instances of region. So it will start from A to Z in this. In this case, it doesn't matter because there is no duplicate with regards to sales representatives, and gives us the values appropriately. Now other which ways, if I wanted to group the data in a particular order, in an order where I can see grouped by products, what I can do is I can delete everything. I wanted the products, and then I wanted in which region, how it got sold. That's all I'm bothered about. So see here, it gives me in Belen in the East region who sold this to which customer, what is the unit sold, what is the sales, and what is the COGS. Same happens with next thing, Belen Midwest, then Belen South. Each sale product at each region gets sorted properly, so we can have a pattern in the way the data is distributed. This is sorting the databases values. Now what if I wanted to sort the databases color? Now I'll apply a filter, sort by color. In this case, first I have to have colors in this. Say for example, there are 2 line items or some line items. I wanted the data to be colored. I'll simply choose some color. Now if I wanted this to come first and all the other values should come below, all I can do is sort by color and choose it. So this becomes first and all the other data points becomes next. Same thing happens if I choose no fill, these values will become last. If I go to the last end here, these values are present at the last. So we can choose our color things, and basis that we can actually play with it. So this is how we can actually use both sorting and filtering options to perform operations in Microsoft Excel. Then let's go on to the next topic, next most important topic, conditional formatting. This works as a pattern identifier wherein it will try to highlight values basis the condition that we supply. That is all conditional formatting does. If I wanted to highlight a particular value in the data, then I can use conditional formatting to do it. Now I wanted to color all the sunset product. All I have to do is go to conditional formatting here. There are multiple options. First thing is highlight cells rules, where I'll see text that contains, I will say sunset. See here, by default sunsets are colored. Now I can apply a filter. Now I can sort the data by color. Now all sunset will be given first, and then the other informations will be given next. Same thing can be done as well in terms of filter. We can use this in the filter only. So only sunset will be given, all the other products will be excluded. Okay. This is how we can actually take the help of conditional formatting to achieve things. But there are several things that we can do in terms of conditional formatting. Let me show a couple of more examples. Conditional formatting. First thing, highlight cells rules. If I wanted to highlight values that are greater than a particular number, greater than 45. Since there are a lot of text, it is trying to understand things. Now what I'll do is I'm choosing the conditional formatting option, Alt HL, and then I can say greater than 45, and then sort the data by color. So all the values that are greater than 45 will be printed, and the remaining values will be generated as it is. I'll remove this conditional formatting. Then if I wanted to perform conditional formatting here, choose conditional formatting, less than same thing, between also same thing, equal to same thing, text that contains a date again duplicate values. Yes, exactly. Duplicate values are highlighted here. So there are duplicates in this particular date, for this particular date and this particular date. And we have duplicates in sales representatives, in products, in customers, and in the units sold. We can choose the color here, or we can custom format this as well. If I give custom format, in the fill option, I can choose my color I wanted to have. Okay. In date, what I'll do is I'll sort the data without duplicates in it. Let's sort the data. Sort by color, no fills. So that way what happens is all the data without duplicates will come first, and all the information with duplicates goes to the last. See here, these are dates without duplicates, and on the last we have dates with duplicates. Looks like there are a lot of duplicates in terms of dates, which is a good thing in terms of business, because if there is a duplicate in date, which means that there are multiple sales that happened in that particular date. We can also apply filters on the same concept. However, I'm just going to ignore it. Duplicate values will be helpful. If I wanted to remove the rules, I'll go to manage rules, delete all the rules, simply apply. Then we can choose top 10, top bottom 10, top 10 percentage, bottom 10 percentage, above average and below average, just like how we did it in terms of number filters. Data bars also can be used. Data bars simply gives you simply adds color basis the value that are present. Let me show you for units. These works properly for the numerical columns. You will see this, and then sort the data. The largest to smallest, if I sort, then I think we will, yes, here the largest values will be given largest bars, and the smallest value will be given smallest bars, data bars. And then we can color scale things also basis the value that they have. So that is something that we can do. Icon sets is for numbering things. If there are three types of variable or four types of variable, we can actually take the help of conditional formatting to achieve color scales, and as well as let me show one example in color scales. The highest value will have the darkest color, and smallest value will have the lightest colors. Here darker values are green in color, the lighter values keeps decreasing in shades. Then icon sets, I can group the data into three colors. We can three bars. So the data with the largest value will be in green in color, the other things in other colors. This is something that we can achieve just to distinguish or identify a particular pattern. Assume if I wanted to create a new rule, how can I custom create a rule? How can I apply the concept out of it? For that, I have a different example in this case. Now, see here, the question is create a data validation in cells B3 and B4, and to create a drop down out of drop down list, then add conditional formatting to highlight the year and column product, and intersecting cell in the table, so that as you change the values in B3 and B4, the conditional formatting will change. So basically the user will be given the option to choose a particular year and a particular product. If the user chooses a particular year and a particular product, here we have chosen product 2. So this line item should be highlighted. This particular column should also be highlighted. This particular column and this particular row should be highlighted, and the intersection of the column and row product 2 and 2000 should also be highlighted in a different color. Let's see how to do it. The first thing is we need to select everything in terms of conditional formatting. Go to home page. Here I'm going to write new rule. Here we can actually write formula to generate a condition to it. Here I will write equals to, first thing is the condition that I'm going to write is for the product. This value product 4 that I'm having here should be equal to this particular value. and then all I have to do is format this, choose a color that I wanted to have. Now look at this, it has highlighted the entire column, but we don't want to highlight the entire column. So rather what I'll do is I'll select only the data that has to be colored, go to conditional formatting, new rule, use a formula. I will write equals to this particular value should be equals to what is this, product 2, yeah, and then I will have to simply change the cell referencing here. That's all I have to do. Let me choose a lighter shade of, oh yeah, this should work. Okay, look at this, product 2 is highlighted, this particular 2. Now if I change this product 2 into product 4, then it highlights product 4. If I change something else, it automatically highlights that particular line item. Now I have to apply logic for highlighting the column. In order to do it, go to conditional formatting, new rule, use a formula. Here what I'm going to do is choose this value, apply cell referencing, then equals to 2000. Here I can choose a color of this. I think should work. Yes, look at this. It is 2000, so the column 2000 is highlighted. The row to the product n is also highlighted, but the intersection is not highlighted. For this, we need to create one more logic. But before that, let's check if it is dynamic enough. If I choose 2003, it should highlight the column 2003. Look at this, it highlights the column 2003 under the product 10 row. But we wanted to highlight this particular value separately. In order to do it, as usual, we will select the entire data that has to be colored, and then I'll choose new rule. I'll write another formula which is simply nothing but and of both these conditions that we have written. So this value should be equals to product here, then this value which has to be equal to this one. That's all I have to do. Just use a darker color to showcase the difference. Red doesn't go well with me. Okay, let's go with red. Can't find out another color. Just give OK. Look at this, it automatically gets highlighted, saying that this is the intersection of both rows and columns. See here, I can change this into anything and then it will still work. Product 1, product 1 2003 is, this is my product 1 and this is 2003, and the intersection point is $1,35,607, and it automatically gets highlighted with the help of conditional formatting. We can see one more use case also. For 2006, if I wanted to see, it highlights this particular column, it also highlights this particular row and the point of intersection as well. I can change the product now just to show you the output and change the year to 2004 something, so that we can see it very clearly. So product 2006, and so product 6 and 2004 is selected and the intersection point is given separately as colored. This way we will be able to understand what is the value that occurred at a particular product for a particular year. This is as easy as it could be in terms of understanding the datum, patterns inside the data, most importantly the patterns inside them. That is why we use them. See here, we can use conditional formatting here to work on numbers. Say for an example, I wanted to know what are the top 10 items present here in terms of value. It automatically highlights the top 10 value in this. See here, there are 10 values that it got highlighted. Then say for an example, I wanted to perform top 10 percentage, top 10 percentage. These are the top 10 percentage records that are there in this particular data set. Then talking about other numerical operations, I can choose bottom 10, bottom percentage, above average and below average. Let's see above average. Anytime for conditional formatting, we have to choose the data. So these are the values that are performed above average to the entire sales. Various other sales have not performed above the average value. So we can take help of text, we can take help of data, date data type, number data type, and still play with conditional formatting to understand the business properly. So this is the concept of conditional formatting. That brings us to the end of this particular class. Let me quickly recap what we have learned in this class. We have learned about filtering the data both by values and by colors. We have seen three different types of filters. One is text filter, another one is numerical filter, another one is date filter. Then talking about sorting data, in sorting data also we were able to sort the data by value and sort the data by colors. Here also we saw three different operations, like if I wanted to sort the data basis a particular number or a particular text or a particular date, we can do all three operations in sorting also. Talking about conditional formatting helps us identify a particular pattern or a value that we are looking at the table. We can conditional format a number, we can perform basic calculations like top 10 percentage, top 10 items, and all those things using conditional formatting. And we can also keep it dynamic, so when the user changes the input, it automatically gives you the condition or the value that we are looking up for through the for conditions. So that brings us to the end of this class. Thank you so much for joining this class. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thanks, everyone.